Shalom, hello, I'm Marcus Freed and welcome back to day 2 of the Yoga of Kabbalah. This is your yogic Kabbalistic training, a way to feel stronger in your body, clearer in your mind, more spiritually enlightened, and to remove those blocks to enable your divine light to shine out into the world. So I hope you enjoyed day 1's practice. We're now on to day 2. And day 2's theme is strength, or the Kabbalistic Sephirah, the energy of Gevurah. So let's take a look at it. How will you know if you've got a Gevurah, a sort of strength deficiency? Well, one way is you feel physically weak, or you could be lacking in energy, or you might find that you're not following through on projects. You might be saying things like, my body isn't as strong as I'd like, or I lack self-discipline. I mean, most people don't say I lack self-discipline. They more say, well, you know, oh, if I could just sort of sit down and meditate every day, then I would, but I just can't concentrate. Or I need to go to a yoga class to get someone else to get me to do it. Or, I really want to write this book, but there's so much else going on. I just don't have the time, or I just can't find the time, or I can't make the time. Basically, if you experience that you're not achieving those goals that you would like to achieve, this is where Gevurah, this strength energy, the Gevurah energy, really comes into play. So let's explore it more, let's put it into practice. So as I explained on day 1, the Kabbalah, in the book, the Tikkunei Zohar, the introduction to the Zohar, the book of brilliance or the book of illumination, that's a very long introduction to one book, I know, but the Zohar, this book of brilliance, talks about how Gevurah is a form of strength through discipline. It's a strength which really comes through holding back, almost like resistance training. So if you go to the gym and you lift a weight, I can't show you my gleaming bicep from here, you'll have to imagine it through the fine Italian linen. So when you lift a weight, it's actually through resisting this weight that the strength comes about. So similarly, this is an internal strength which comes through holding back. So for example, you might find that you want to eat a big tub of ice cream, but you have the strength to hold back. That is an example of Gevurah. Or when someone is being disciplined for hopefully a good purpose, that discipline is a sense of Gevurah as well. And what the ancient writings in the book of Proverbs, it says how Gevurah is something which really allows someone to be incredibly strong. Somebody with Gevurah is someone who's able to control their passions. If you can control your passions, it says, then you're stronger than a conqueror of a city. The person who controls their passions is stronger than the conqueror of a city. And this is also referred to in Pirkei Avot, in the Ethics of the Fathers, a 2nd century writing in the Mishnah. Now, yes, 2nd century. Now, why does it say the person who has Gevurah, the person who has this form of strength, is stronger than the conqueror of a city? Because, so teaches the Kabbalah, as referenced in the Tanya, your body is almost a kind of city. If you think about quite what's going on within your body, let alone all of the organs, all of the blood vessels, the hundreds of millions of bacteria, not just my body, everyone's body has got all these bacteria in it. There are so many different processes going on. It's like an entire city. You think of the amount of roads in most cities, think about the pathways within your body, blood vessels, and so forth. There's a lot going on. So when you can actually hold back your passions and direct it, and get your body to submit to what your mind wants, as opposed to your mind submitting to what your body wants. If you have to stop about thinking about this, then you can think about the last time you thought, that's not really such a good idea, and you went and did it anyway. Reminds me of something that happened last night, but I'm not going to talk about that here. Not on the Yoga of Kabbalah sequence. So think about it. I've just completely lost my train of thought. You get the idea. It's about getting your body to submit to what your mind wants. Now, from a yoga perspective, well, what do the yogic writings talk about? Where can we find some kind of parallel or something similar in terms of a concept in the yogic teachings that we can then use to take this into our body? Well, there's the idea of prana, of energy within the body. It's referred to by different names in different cultures. It could be called chi or ki in some cultures, or life force in others. But the idea of pranayama, of being able to breathe and be able to move this energy around the body, is really through restricting it. So for example, the ujjayi breath. Let's just take a couple of breaths. Never a bad thing. Inhale. And one more breath through your nostrils. So what you've just done through taking this deeper breath, I feel more relaxed. I should have done it before I started this filming. One thing by being more focused with this breath is you're actually restricting the breath flow and you're directing it rather than just panting wildly as an animal might do, or as a person who's less in control, or maybe someone who's just gone on a run. By restricting this flow, you actually get more strength as a result. And this is one of the various ends and various aims that the yogic postures, the asanas, are really trying to help us achieve. So you become stronger by really directing your energy. There are other forms of becoming stronger by holding back that are referred to within the yogic teachings. For example, the concept of a bandha, or an internal seal, an internal lock. We don't have time to go into that in this video. Ask your nearest qualified yoga teacher. But the idea of an energy seal, or a mudra, a bandha, these energy seals, these energy locks, are ways of actually really making sure the energy goes in the direction we would like it. So that's a whole big introduction, the yoga, the Kabbalah of this concept of Gevurah, or strength. Now let's see how you can experience some more strength within your body. It's time to do our yoga practice. So unroll your mat, stand at the front of your mat in your finest lycra, or whatever you're wearing, over to the yoga sequence. Today we're going to do Virabhadrasana, or warrior pose, which is our posture for strength, for Gevurah. So I want you to begin with your left foot backwards, not what I'm doing in the picture. We're going to see something different in a minute. Start with your left foot backwards. Place your left heel towards the back of the mat. Turn your left toes so they're out at a 45-degree angle, and step forwards with your right foot so that your right knee is above your heel. Then place both hands above your head. Push your palms together and your thumbs together and really root into this pose. Now, just bring your awareness to your knee. Make sure that the knee really is above the ankle and draw your groin down towards the ground. Bring your awareness to your left arm. The arm is representative of Gevurah, of strength, of discipline. And keep the energy flowing right the way through your body now. Allow the back bend to happen. Place your left hand and put it on the back of your left thigh, and reach even further back with your right arm. Inhale deeply, breathe in, breathe out. Be aware of the deep strength in your body. Breathe in and just do the best you can here. Now place both hands down, step backwards on your left foot, and step forwards on your right foot. Place your left heel firmly on the ground. Make sure the right toes are out at a 45-degree angle. Push both of your hands up. Breathe very deeply here. Make sure the front leg is bent, and place your right hand on the back of your right thigh. Take the back bend a little more deeply if you're able to. It doesn't matter how deeply you go in. It's more important that you breathe in the posture and you bring your awareness to this idea, the principle of Gevurah, of strength. Place both hands down and bend your knees. Bring your buttocks to your heels, head down to the ground, and just hang out in child pose for a minute. And make sure you really stay in the posture. It's easy to get up and start fidgeting around like that guy in the picture, but what's he doing? Back to child pose. Allow yourself to really discipline yourself. Discipline is the other side of Gevurah. It's another aspect we spoke about in terms of strength through this restriction. And this is really about bringing your mind and your breath and your body to a state of oneness. That was our yoga sequence du jour, the one of the day, and now it's time to think about how you can take this off the mat and into the world. So firstly, think about all the areas where you need more Gevurah inside your body, inside your mind. Is it a case of you've got a project you're trying to complete at the moment, but you just can't get it done? Then you want to really apply this and think about how you need some more Gevurah, some more strength. Or maybe you want to hold back from something. Perhaps it's changing your body shape and employing some self-discipline to not eat something, or not to speak in a certain way, or not to do certain behaviors. All things which I've had to apply in my own life very recently. So I speak from experience. So really think about Gevurah where you need to apply this within your own body, within your own mind, within your own realm of being. Secondly, think about where you need to apply it with others. And this could be in the workplace, it could be at home with your spouse, with your kids, with your parents, with your friends. Thinking about where do you have the impulse to say something, where you just want to blurt it out, and it's perhaps better if you don't just say it. It's perhaps better if you do hold back. Again, strength through discipline. One way to really get present to this is to think about the impact of your words. Where have you said stuff in the past where you've gone one stage too far, where you've said something that you shouldn't have said? And yes, I'm talking to you. I can see you through the lens of the camera. You know you've done it. Well, I've certainly done it. Maybe I'm projecting, but I don't think so. So just think for a moment and maybe even write a list. Where are those places where your words, by speaking too quickly, by not holding back, it's cost you something? Okay, that is day 2 of the Yoga of Kabbalah. These words and more, or rather similar but different words, are in the book, the Kabbalah Sutras. Make sure you pick up your copy, because that's the way that this work stays out in the world. That really helps this whole enterprise keep going. It does its part, so make sure you pick up your copy of the Kabbalah Sutras. The link is below. I'm Marcus Freed. Stay strong, stay happy, be happy, and celebrate life. See you on day 3. Shalom.